Hi guys, tonight my mother will be making sweet and sour pork. Okay, here we got some pork meat here. 呢度係咩豬啊？豬瘦肉咯。瘦肉邊度啊？豬腩啊？唔係豬腩呢。Okay, this is the pork. What do you call it? The pork butt. But the butt area, the piece of meat there. Okay, we will be making sweet and sour pork tonight. So now it's the afternoon. We're just gonna cut the pork meat into small pieces, and then we're gonna marinate them for tonight to make the sweet and sour pork. Yeah, as you can see, just cut it into these bite-sized pieces, square cubes.
Yeah. 嗱，球啲咁上下啦，咁上下咁。
Yeah.
嗱，咁上下，咁上下。
Like this size here.
Yeah, this size, like this. Yeah, 咁個 size 又冇太大，又冇太細，咁容易熟
All of them like almost the same size. So yeah, you don't want small and big like that. Because when you make it, it won't look as pretty. Just making one quick dinner meal for tonight. Just gonna show you guys how to marinate this pork here. Marinate it for a few hours before it's dinner time. Then we can show you guys how we cook this. Okay, you can see this meat look very fresh. Just got it now from the supermarket. Okay, I'm gonna show you guys what we're gonna marinate it with.
Pepper.
Okay, we're gonna sprinkle some white pepper first.
Little bit white pepper. Little bit 或者匙羹落去。
就咁撈啦。
就咁點知道㗎？
Okay, so one teaspoon of soy sauce.
Yeah. 1 teaspoon 少少紅油。
Okay, we're gonna add maybe one teaspoon of oyster sauce here.
Yeah, 咁佢芡滋啲嘛。Also 鹽啦，我諗鹽半羹夠。
咁淡啲就得㗎啦，水。
半匙羹。
Maybe half a teaspoon of salt.
Yeah, 半匙羹啦，但係糖要1匙羹啦。
Okay, sugar, we're gonna be putting 1 teaspoon here.
Yeah.
1 teaspoon of sugar.
少少放少少麻油嗰時，放少少麻油。
Okay, we're gonna
little bit sesame oil.
Drizzle it with a bit of sesame oil here.
Yeah, also 差唔多1個 teaspoon 上下啦，1個 teaspoon sesame oil.
Drizzle some sesame oil.
咁啊。一個大羹嘅。
一個係 teaspoon 啊，
一個都係 teaspoon 啦。
We add one big heap teaspoon of cornstarch here.
咁啊撈勻佢得啦。
Just gotta mix it up.
Yeah， 咁啊今晚黑
So when you mix it up, all the flavor is gonna stick onto the meat, and you just let it marinate for a few hours before dinner time. So just prepare this for like afternoon. Also drizzle a little bit of oil.
1 teaspoon.
About 1 teaspoon of oil.
等佢啲肉鬆啲啦。
So it'll be like smoother. It won't stick together.
Yeah.
Just mix it up, very quick and easy marination. Before we're gonna deep fry this for some sweet and sour pork tonight.
Yeah.
Alright.
搞掂咯。兩殼水，你中意揼兩大殼細殼啲冇樹啦。你中意用啲湯殼又得，用啲湯殼又得，兩殼水啊，反正嗱。
Okay guys, we're making the sweet and sour sauce for the sweet and sour pork first. So here we got 2 cups of water. Over here.
2 cup 啊，呢個係類似係樹般嚟㗎。
Oh, two
spoon 嚟㗎。
2 spoons of water.
嗱，你話聽啲樹般係啲 size， 咩 size 都有，你中意大 size 細 size， 反正係一樣㗎啦。你中意啲嘅成籠 size。成籠啲 size， 你中意咩 size 得啦，咁就兩兜就得㗎啦。
Okay, looks like it's a half a cup of water. Okay, we're gonna also add like
一羹啊，咁夠。
Almost like a quarter of a cup of white vinegar.
整夠佢兩殼水，兩殼
So it's like 2 quarter cups of water and
2 water
and 1 quarter cup of white.
你可以話你咧，我大杯細杯一樣嘅啫，係你整多啲
It
用大杯。
doesn't matter if you make like a lot.
Yeah, you can use the
Like
big cup.
if you just you can use any size of a cup
Yeah.
as long as it's 2 water and one cup of
sugar.
1 cup of
跟住整夠
water
佢整
of white vinegar.
1 cup sugar。 大約12 teaspoon 咁上下啦 ，about 12 teaspoon 咧一級一羹水。
Yeah, and also quarter cup of sugar because that cup looks like it's a quarter cup.
Yeah, about 大約係12羹咁上下啦，咁一羹tomato sauce。
Okay, we're also gonna add in the quarter cup of tomato sauce. 咁咪落咩添啊？
落半匙，落少少鹽啊。
We add like maybe a quarter spoon of salt.
Yeah， 半羹都冇事啦，叫半羹鹽。叫佢，跟住打個芡落去就得㗎。
Okay, so it's just like this, very easy sauce, and then afterwards we're just gonna make some cornstarch water and then just to thicken up the sauce.
嗱，一羹生粉可能都夠羹半啦，羹半生粉啦。
It depends, you can add more cornstarch if you want a thicker sauce, so it doesn't really matter.
個水嗰度咧，你要因住咯，因住落咯，
Just
冇
pour
太
some
啲
cold
冇
water
太
and then just dissolve it into the cup and then just pour.
包埋
If the sauce is not thick enough for you, you can add more, so it doesn't really matter. Depends on how you like it. Okay, once everything is dissolved, we can add in the cornstarch to thicken up the sauce.
慢慢落，睇住佢稀結。
Yeah, just pour the cornstarch slowly because maybe if it's
1.5
maybe if
teaspoon。
it's too thick, then you don't need to add any more. So yeah, just pour it slowly and then you check the
一羹半
thickness of the sauce that you like.
咁就得晒啦。
Smelling so good now. Very easy sauce.
要個煮到咁
Sweet
樣
and sour.
冇太稀，冇太結。
The sweet is from the sugar and the sour from the white vinegar.
嗱，
And the colors from the tomato sauce.
咁啫嘛，
And then the water is just to combine it.
嗰就
Okay, it's ready.
OK。
Okay, we'll prepare the sweet and sour pork now. Okay, we're making the batter for the sweet and sour pork. So basically, just add some.
3羹
This is all-purpose flour. No, we're using cake flour here. Cake flour.
Yeah, cake flour cake。8級蘇打放半匙羹。
Okay, bicarbonate soda, we add about half a teaspoon. So here is 3 tablespoons of cake flour and half a teaspoon of bicarbonate soda.
1匙羹
1 teaspoon of
白醋。
white vinegar.
1匙羹白醋。1匙羹白粉。半匙羹白粉。
We'll add half a teaspoon of baking powder.
半匙羹夠。半
Half a teaspoon of baking powder. So 3 tablespoons of all-purpose flour, 1 teaspoon of white vinegar, 1/4 spoon of bicarbonate soda, and 1/4 spoon of baking powder. Also add a teaspoon of oil, and then we're gonna mix it up. Okay, this is sunflower oil, so yeah. We're just gonna water. We're just gonna add it in slowly, I think. Yeah, to make a thick mixture. We're just using 3 tablespoons of flour. As you can see, earlier on when we marinated the pork, it wasn't too much because it was just for one meal. So yeah, it just depends. So if you're making a lot of sweet and sour pork, then you just double the quantity. Yeah, just pour water, just and then just pour slowly until you get a good thickness to coat the pork.
If
you by mistake pour too much water, you can always just add some more cake flour. Then it will thicken up. Or you can also add in the cornstarch. Cornstarch, yes. Okay, we're going to add 1 teaspoon of cornstarch as well. The batter should be very good like this. Okay, now it's still too thick.
Yeah.
Going to add a bit more water. You 用過啲 whisk 㗎嘛，啲攪。
用嗰啲攪又得，隨你中意啦。
用個 whisk 好啲啊嘛。
個攪得穩啲咯。
攞個 whisk 去攪啊，仲好啊。Just tell my mother to use a whisk because it will combine the mixture better.
咁咪攪得穩啲咯，用呢個嘢攪啊。差唔多，差唔多炸緊咧就先誒，啲優滾咧就放落去，咁啊慳開先。一緊炸緊先話你聽，我嚟炒嗰啲。
Guys, we just chopped up some green peppers here. We're gonna add it to the dish. We're gonna combine it with the sweet and sour. Okay, also going to chop up some carrot slices as well that will add to the sweet and sour pork.
We'll
make it very colorful. Okay guys, we are going to fry the pork now. Here you can see got the oil. We're going to also check temperature of the oil by dripping a few dips. You can see. Okay, for sweet and sour pork, the oil must be a bit hotter because you can see these are just small pieces of meat here, so it won't take like a long time to fry. So make sure the oil is a bit hot, but not so hot that it becomes black. Yeah, so yeah. Okay, we're just gonna mix that up for now. 使唔使加雞蛋啊？
唔使，酸椒豬肉唔使加雞蛋，係雞啫。雞如果加隻蛋喺度好啲。
Alright. Okay, the batter looks good and ready. Good thickness. Just taste it. Taste more of the oil. Hey, looks like it's almost ready. Look at that piece there.
Yeah.
Color turned. So put in a few pieces and then mix it up, and then we're just gonna deep fry them. After we deep fry, we're gonna stir fry it in the sweet and sour sauce that we just made earlier on.
我而家切少少洋葱，淨係空個白。空個白又唔記得滾一滾水浸佢，咪生勾勾。睇先。 時候，我就兜落。
Okay, you see here the carrots. We're also gonna put some hot water.
我淥佢，本身係佢改年嘅。
We're gonna put some hot water just to soften up the carrots. While just now we stir fry, it will be too solid. Okay, it's ready to fry. Deep fry. Nice sweet and sour pork, Cantonese style.
嗱個火太猛咧，你又你乜慢個火啦，咁啊好快燶晒嗱。
So you can see the colors turning very quickly, so the oil looks like it's too hot. So quickly turn down the flame. 使唔使熄咗個火啊？熄咗個火。
熄住呢啲就可以拎點佢先，一陣翻炸。哇！呢啲佢先一陣翻炸。
Looks like the oil is too hot. We're just gonna take it out first, and then we can refry them.
一陣間翻炸，因為嗰啲油麻。
So we're just gonna take them out for now. Obviously, the insides of the pork is not ready. As you see, that's why you must look after your oil, or else it becomes too hot.
嗱啲油太猛啦，一猛咧好易燶晒。
Okay, let's do the second batch.
你墨熄咗火嘅先。
So switch off the flame because it was too hot.
太熱啦，1、2、3佢燶啊，入邊未熟，出邊就燶晒。
Okay, looks like the oil is looking good. It's not so hot. Because we switched off the flame. But just now the other one, the batter turned color very quickly.
呢啲佢先一陣再沖翻炸。
Okay, these ones. We're also gonna refry them just now with a higher heat.
呢啲整翻佢咁。
好似唔夠火喎而家。
唔夠火咧。
Okay, looks like the oil is getting too cold, so we switch back on the flame.
咪你猛佢，慢火得啦。
Just on low heat should be fine.
嗱，我話啲粉啱好嘅啫。
Yeah, 3 tablespoons of flour was enough for this dish. 你覺得嗰啲油唔夠猛咧，咁由你咩猛佢咯。 And the oil looks like it's becoming slowly, so just gotta turn up the heat.
好啦，一齊人咪落擺個落。
So we just gotta dump all the rest. Yeah, now we know that the oil is correct. The correct heat to cook the pork. Just gonna deep fry this for maybe 5 minutes, and then we'll stir fry this in our sweet and sour sauce with the rest of the other ingredients, and this dish will be ready. Very simple and easy. You see the baking powder? It makes it fluff up on the sweet and sour pork, and you see the batter became fluffy, and bicarbonate soda makes it crispy. So yeah, you want the crispy bite when you eat this. Okay, just deep fry this for 5 to 6 minutes or 7 minutes, and yeah, make sure the pork is ready. Deep fry it until it's golden color.
炸個10分鐘先得㗎，要10 minutes 先熟。
Yeah, because this is pork, I think 10 minutes should be a good number.
Yeah.
But you can just check the color out, and yeah, it depends.
阿生我就落緊佢嘅聲細攞啲槍啊！
Looking very beautiful and pretty. Can't wait to eat this. Guys, I'll be starting to make some mukbang videos of this, so you can also check that video out after this recipe video. Oh, looking good. Almost ready.
Yeah, 差唔多啦。呢個熟晒啦。
Inside should be almost ready.
Yeah, 熄咗。
Okay, you can switch off the flame. And here the oil's getting very hot. Very golden color, and looks like it's very crispy. Let's make sure the oil is hot when you fry this, or else when you dump it on cold oil, the batter is just going to soak up the oil and it will not become crispy. It will become a disaster. Okay. Perfect. Nice. Nice. Okay guys, you can see the sweet and sour sauce, when it cools down it becomes thick. So just gonna switch on the flame and it will become saucy again. I asked my mother to also put in some onions in it, because you can't have a good sweet and sour pork without some onions in it. Onion gives that nice sweet taste. It makes the dish more colorful. Okay, the sauce is right again. Okay, we're just gonna first fry the vegetables first.
Yeah,
Let's go fry the vegetables first. I dump in some green peppers. Dump in our carrots. Oh, look at that color. Nice color. You can also add pineapple, but we don't have pineapple. But I'm just saying you can also add your pineapples in it. You want to give that yellow color to the dish. Yeah, just cook it up a bit. Before let the vegetables get cooked before we mix everything up together. Add in the sweet and sour sauce. Nice. Smelling very good. Okay, now we can dump in when it gets hot. 等佢滾先。It boil up a bit and then we can dump in our sweet and sour pork. Pork inside, yeah. Oh yeah. This is takeaway style, guys. This is what you get at takeaway, sweet and sour pork, guys. This is the real method to make it. Everywhere you go for sweet and sour pork, this is the taste, guys. Original flavor, original taste. Afterwards, you just sprinkle some sesame seeds and voila. Most beautiful dish you can ever get. Oh yeah. Delicious sweet and sour pork. Oh yeah. Can't wait to eat this. Look at how beautiful that is. Oh wow. Cantonese style, guys. Takeaway style, Chinese restaurant style. Oh yeah. Sprinkle some sesame seeds now. Oh yeah, look at that. Oh color. Oh yeah. Alright, this dish is ready, guys. Time for dinner.